Today we're going to be talking about something in Greece's history called the Persian Wars. So before you do anything, you need to take out this piece of paper, which I probably just handed to you, and pause the video until you do that. So the Persian Wars was a war between Persia and Greece. So here you can see the Persian Empire. So Persia today would be called Iran. So it's much of the Middle East, including down here in Egypt, and even part of what today is Greece. So the Greek people live here, and then some of them have even been taken over by the Persians. So Persia built the largest empire in the world and was the world's first superpower. They have an absolute monarch, who we're going to see later, who has enough money that he's able to pay for a really incredible military. Like I said, the largest, but also probably the best in the world. The name of their king is Darius. So he has taken over some areas where Greek people live. The Greeks do not want to be part of Persia anymore, so they're going to revolt. And Athens is going to help these people in their revolt. But they end up losing. So the fact that they helped is going to make Darius angry. So he's going to demand that each of the Greek cities that he controls give him a tribute. And for right now, you don't have to worry about that question. So a little background. So when Persia sends the messenger, the Athenians are going to take him and throw him in a pit and tell him if he wants water, there's water at the bottom of the pit and he can have all that he wants. Because it's a well. Now, the Athenians and all the other Greeks share a few things. They're called Greek ideals. So they believe in the law. They believe people should be free unless they're slaves. They believe each city should rule itself. And they are really into asking questions and using logic to solve problems. And perhaps the thing they're most into is honor, treating people respectfully and respecting yourself. So, one of the most famous events happens with these guys, the Spartans. This is a Spartan soldier. You can see they've got a shield and a spear, and they used to stand side by side with all of their shields together and all of their spears forward, so that they'd all be protected with a spear in the front, and they would just walk forward, and they would push their enemies forward using the spears until they literally pushed them into the sea. So, the first thing that's going to happen in the Persian Wars is called the Battle of Marathon. So Darius, the Persian king, is going to send his army to punish the Athenians for helping those other Greeks revolt. So he's got more than twice as many soldiers as the Athenians, but the Athenian army is going to be able to defeat him using really incredible strategy. So when they do, Darius is going to swear to get revenge on the Athenians. And the Athenians are going to become incredibly arrogant and confident because of this. So this is the outcome of the Battle of Marathon. Now, round 2. Darius is going to die and his son Xerxes is going to take over. He is going to be determined to conquer Greece, so he's going to build an incredibly large army, 200,000 people, which is about the size of Richmond, Virginia. He's going to take that army and demand that all of the Greeks surrender to him. The Greeks are going to develop a tactic to defeat him using their navy. So at the Battle of Thermopylae, which we're actually going to see in a video later. The Persian army has to pass through a narrow gap in order to get to Greece. And this is, you probably have seen the movie 300. This is what the movie 300 is about. So the Spartan king, Leonidas, is going to lead 300 Spartans. They're going to go to this gap, and they're going to hold that little space that's only big enough for a couple people to walk through at a time for 3 days. So there's 300 of them, and they are able to hold back 60,000 Persian soldiers for 3 days. And this is what it would have looked like if you walked upon the Spartans standing there. They're all shield to shield. They've got their spears out, and they just walk forward. So the guy behind them just pushes the other guy forward until they're able to push back the enemy. Now, all 300 of them are going to lose, but the outcome is, because they were able to hold off 60,000 men with only 300 people, they're going to motivate all of the Greeks to fight together or unite to hold back the Persians. Which leads us to the last big battle. So the Persian navy was the largest navy in the world, in 900 ships. The Greeks have 300, and the Greek admiral Themistocles is going to realize we don't have as many ships, so we're going to have to make a trap. So he pretended like the Greeks were running away, and got the Persian navy to chase them into a place where they would be surrounded, and then they attached metal to the fronts of the boats and were able to ram the Persian ships and sink them. So at the end, the Persian navy and most of the army are forced to sail home, because without the navy winning, they are not able to get the support they need in the other parts of Greece. And the outcome of this battle is Athens is going to become a major naval power. And we will see more of this next class, actually. See how it actually happened. We'll skip this battle for now. But the outcomes of the Persian War are, they create the idea of a united Greece, so all the Greek people working together. Athens and Sparta are going to become the two major powers, which leads to another war between Athens and Sparta. And it's also going to make the Greeks believe that their culture is superior to everyone else's.